The 21st century has seen the rise of the so-called fifth-generation warfare. It is characterized, apart from anything else, as being asymmetrical. Currently, Ukraine is at the forefront of asymmetrical warfare, repelling the second largest army in the world. Join us as the United24 Media team is now at the Brave One Defense Tech Innovations Expo 2025, where the Ukrainian government is pivoting towards connecting the global leaders in defense sector.
We launched Brave One as a defense tech cluster at first, as part of the support for companies to get their products out to relevant customers in the armed forces, for them to be able to scale up and quickly implement solutions on the battlefield. The Brave One platform now features over 3,000 businesses with different products. We overhauled our vision of Brave One developments and now think that our key task is to gain an upper hand over the enemy with the help of technological innovations.
It's bigger, better and bolder, as the Ukrainian government aims to raise $100 million in investments this year, promoting close collaboration between worldwide defense tech stakeholders and Ukrainian defenders.
For this year, not all of our plans, but we need to go working on the storm drones. We're going to work more on the interceptor drones to find solutions for anti-shahed, for anti-guided bombs.
And indeed, it seems that the forum has already connected foreign investment with soldiers in Ukraine.
Shield AI is a US defense technology company. We recently established an office here in Kyiv and also a research and development center. We're training members of the Unmanned System Forces on the VBAT behind me, which is a high altitude, EW resilient, long endurance platform. It's operationally proven here in Ukraine. We've conducted numerous operational flights deep inside Russian-occupied territory.
And the Unmanned System Forces are not the only regiment in Ukraine actively integrating the latest trends in drone tech.
This UGV behind me is a perfect example of collaboration between Tankor, a Ukrainian manufacturer, with additional modules developed in-house by the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade. For instance, we have designed the dropper module to suit our needs. It delivers cargo and drops it off wherever we need without the infantry involvement. The eventual replacement of infantry from the front lines altogether, that's in our future plans. We can also see the additional chassis defense module that we welded ourselves.
These established Ukrainian companies that are now collaborating closely with the armed forces are in the spotlight, with one of them actively working to help demine Ukraine with the support of Timothy Snyder, a United24 ambassador.
This is Armored UGV, call it me. It's quite famous because it's proven on a battlefield. It has a good mobility. It doesn't matter for him the dirt, it doesn't matter for him the remote mining, which is very important. It is able to make the 1 ton of load on a 40 kilometers distance. It's 2 to 5 people per one ride is saved from FPV. No one need to risk lives to deliver the package. And it could be anything. The thing is that on the Russian side, if they do it by people, they call it them camels. They risk life, we can do FPV on them, whatever. And we don't need to do it here, we need robots.
From earth to air, one of the famous Ukrainian projects from the missile program was unveiled at Brave One. Lo and behold, Trimbita.
Trimbita, as you can see behind me. It's a light cruise missile locally developed in Ukraine. What we want to achieve is a simultaneous launch of 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 missiles that will exhaust and overload enemy air defense, and after them the big boys will follow, like the Storm Shadow, Atacams, you name it. Every Trimbita has a warhead or a payload of 20 kilograms in its base configuration, which can be upgraded to 30 or even 40 kilograms based on how much fuel to payload ratio you want to achieve. The cruise speed is around 400 kilometers per hour, making it fast and not reachable for mobile air defense units.
With a simple yet effective design, The Ukrainian bureau considers Trembita to be one of the best weapons in a war of attrition, with a decoy option cost sitting at less than $5,000 per unit. However, apart from all the talk about replacing soldiers on the battlefield with robots, some of the attendees are dead set on pushing for a better quality of life for wounded Ukrainian heroes.
We and our partners have established the first Ukrainian company that manufactures bionic prosthetics. We are supplying wounded Ukrainian defenders.
I received the prosthesis in May last year, and although it doesn't replace my hand completely, it allows for almost a complete range of motion, and I can hold objects with it as well. There are different modes here, which you can switch with the press of a button. Since I'm a lefty, I had to relearn everything, and the prosthetic helped me with my day-to-day needs. I don't consider myself a hero. Actually, I'm just a human being like everybody else.
Moreover, some Ukrainian defenders are actively developing solutions for the front lines while in treatment after sustaining severe wounds on the battlefield.
After I sustained a heavy injury and after a year of treatment, I decided I couldn't bear lying in the hospital anymore, idling. First, I set up a workshop in my hospital room, where I assembled FPV drones on a 3D printer. I went even further and won a startup grant to develop an acoustic artillery location system.
Beyond the startups and technological marvels, the most impressive thing here is the will of Ukrainians, both civilians and soldiers, to come together and bond in order to overcome the forces that are now encroaching on their freedom and sovereignty, to remind the world that the fight goes on.